I'm not really sure how long it's been going on. Sometimes it feels like 10 years have passed me by. One day I was a spry Englishman who dressed from day to day like all my fellow Englishmen, especially Alfred Pennyworth. But about 12 years ago, I moved to America, and I remember Uncle Toby saying, "Oh, don't go all American as soon as you step off the plane." Well, sorry, Tobes, I'm here to tell you that America has changed me, literally. It was a gradual process. Obviously, I had to double up in bulky garments to survive Midwestern winters. It was either that or hunt down a bear and turn it into a robe.
It is not the word I would use.
But recently, I don't know, maybe it's the pandemic, I had this enormous realization that I dress American around the house. I just do. And when I say American, I mean a collection of American-style clothes that no American in their right mind would wear together. But I'm not American, or in my right mind. It all comes down to what's available out here. I mean, somewhere down the line, I took one look at a pair of Vans and thought, they'll do. Right, they're an American company. To be honest, I just had enough of laces. That happens to you when you hit 36 and bending down becomes fiction. I don't wear them in the house, of course, mainly because my cat would eat me alive. Honestly, he's the reason it's taken me so long to get out of the studio, right? Being a YouTube sensation is hard when your cat thinks everything is about him and his Instagram account. I wear Hawaiian shorts all the time around the house, even in winter. On some level, perhaps I like to imagine that I'm on a beach in Honolulu. People have said, well, why don't you buy a matching Hawaiian shirt? But, this is just for around the house where I seek comfort, not coordination. And who's going to see me anyway, right? My wife will, by her own admission, she married me for my sense of humour and not my looks, so that's fine. And, of course, my cat doesn't discriminate, right? He'll tear through clothes however much they cost.
No, you see a lot of paraphernalia, people dressed in really gaudy t-shirts and stuff, the likes of which you'd never catch me doing, I think.
Of course, we do wear t-shirts in England, but two things to keep in mind. The t-shirt was invented in America. It was first employed as an undergarment by the US Navy. And who could forget that Marlon Brando did for t-shirts what I do for red frame glasses? What I'm saying is, I'm like a young Marlon Brando, trapped in the body of Sally Jesse Raphael. As father of the United States, can I please get custody of my child? Not even on weekends? This is stupid. Anyway, secondly, a t-shirt bearing the face of George Washington isn't exactly English, is it? Some might say, oh, well, his ancestors were from England. Well, my ancestors were Vikings, and you don't see me waltzing into a Starbucks with a shield. Not since the papers were filed. In England, I was never really one for shades, mostly because the clouds did the job for you, but now, ever so occasionally, I'll pop on a pair if I'm going outside, even if that pair happens to have been a white elephant gift. They still make me feel like a bloody movie star, or a dime store Elton John. At some point in the last decade, almost without warning really, I completely gave up and put on a baseball cap. Before I knew it, one became two, and there was no coming back from that. It's my reality now. It all started quite harmlessly, right? I left the house one St. Patrick's Day morning and realised I didn't have any green on me, and Americans are really big on that, so I gave in to peer pressure from both my wife and this really pushy street salesman, and I was able to pick it up at the discounted rate of about $30. I remember turning round after that, and the vendor he'd vanished into thin air. It was weird. The other was a white elephant gift, just like half of my possessions, and I quickly realised it would be fun to occasionally wear in my videos. Firstly, it's aggressively American, and secondly, washing my hair would be optional, which is useful when you're in a pinch. I don't know if I'll ever go back to bow ties and cummerbunds. In many ways, this is me now. This is who I've become, the Frankenstein of American fashion wear. I do often wonder, though, if old British friends could see me now, what would they think? And then I ask myself two questions. Firstly, do I really care what people think? And secondly, they wouldn't recognise me, would they? Would they?